I'm going to start with a pa-pa-pa-pa. And what I found was a sense of selfness. By selfness, meaning that I found myself within a quiet space. That's what hiking is. It's togetherness. It is a spiritual thing for us. And it's a place where you can get away from this crazy reality and hustle and bustle of the world. This is not a business, it's a lifestyle for us.
The whole point as well about KNL is mental health. We see a lot of people suffering from depression.
And you know, the best views are obviously from the hardest climb, as they say. Besides that, obviously with fitness, it mentally challenges you more than physically. So you have to mentally get there, back to nature. Remember, nature is where we came from. You know, a lot of people forget that.
Please tell them that please do not come with 4 stars and sneakers. That's not for hiking. Hi everyone, my name is Tanya and welcome to the 11th episode of the Come Up series. And I'm here with my co-host Luandra and the co-owners of the KNL group, Chesan Demon and Yeka Inyasulu. And today you're going to find out more about hiking and why hiking is a lifestyle with the KNL group. So over to you, Luandra.
First of all, welcome you guys and thank you for doing this with us. So the first question that I would like to ask you guys, tell us a bit about yourselves and how did KNL come about and what does KNL mean?
Okay, my name is Yeka Inyasulu, one of the co-founders of KNL No Limits Adventure Club. So myself, I'm a very much of a fitness, health and nature junkie, I would say. I love nature, outdoors, experimenting and so on. And yeah, that's what I'm about. And I'm also a very free-spirited, open-minded person, social being. You know, I get along with a lot of people. I connect with a lot of people. People say I'm the glue. I bring things together. So that's just to sum down the type of person that I am. And yeah, I'm a very ambitious type of person, spiritual as well. And yeah, that's also how KNL grew and flourished, because we very much like-minded with the co-founders, as you hear from Chase as we go down the line, you know. So I'll take it over to you, Chase.
Well, I'm going to start with a pa-pa-pa-pa. Well, so as you can see, I bring the energy to the hiking. My name is Chesan Demon. I'm the co-founder, one of the managing directors of No Limits. Yeah, so No Limits started out for us as a pure passion and a love for hiking. This is not a business, it's a lifestyle for us. What for us, it's, you know, pretty much something that is it's built in us. So more about me, it's that I have 2 businesses that I run. As I mentioned, KNL is a lifestyle that we adopted, and we try and infatuate as much youth and women-owned people out there to obviously hike, and we try and make this journey safe. So who I am, a little bit about very much spiritual. Myself and Yeka, we go way back. We are besties from school, and this is how it all started for us. You know, we love each other firstly, and resembled into a business where we trusted one another, and we said, let's give this a go. So yeah, pretty much about me. We've been running, you know, this business for the last 3 years, and strength to strength, man, and mountain to mountain. Yeah, I'm the one that you will talk the most in the group, the loudest mouth, and I currently reside in Cape Town. That's where I have my presence.
So what does hiking mean to the both of you? What is like the in-depth meaning for hiking?
So I'll give it a go first, and then Yeka can take it from there. So for me, hiking is a soul-finding place for myself. So often when I was stressed or when I was lost at school, when the peer pressure was against me, because I was the first team rugby captain, a lot of the times I would just want to, you know, after Saturday's rugby game, I would want to go to the beach, or go up a mountain. And what happened there was, in my particular energy, I vibrate with other people. And within the hiking realm, and when I was up in the mountain, I would always go hike with people. And what I found was a sense of selfness. By selfness, meaning that I found myself within a quiet space. And I started chasing that feeling ever so often when, you know, myself and Yeka, we had a lot of friends in high school, and often we would get let down by our peers, you know. They would tell us, yeah, we're coming hiking, we're gonna hit the mountain with you, bro. And what happened was, from a squad of 12, what was consistent was 2 people, you know, and it was myself and Yeka. And Yeka we parted ways in I think high school, in our first year of high school. And every single time that Yeka came to Cape Town, he would always pick up the phone and he said, Chase, do you want to go on hiking, dude? And I would say, definitely, bro, let's go hiking, you know. And that's what hiking is. It's togetherness. It is a spiritual thing for us. And it's a place where you can get away from this crazy reality and hustle and bustle of the world. Yeah, over to you, bro.
Now you summed it up perfectly. I'll just add on to that, or just make it in my own way. Basically, for me, hiking takes me back to myself. It's basically like a reset, obviously, with the hustle and bustle of the city, things with today's nature, how people get depressed and mental problems and illnesses, and coming back to nature. Remember, nature is where we came from. A lot of people forget that, or a lot of people have a false sense of like hiking is for only a specific race, like for white people. And I also had that thought in the beginning. I'm like, what's the point of hiking and all that stuff? You know what I mean? Until we explored and done it, you're like, actually, this is something special. You just feel recharged, refreshed. Everything that you do afterwards feels like 10 times better, whether you take a sip of beer or sip of water or a taste of chicken or whatever the case, it just feels that much better after completing like a wonderful hike or conquering some mountains. So just that feeling of adrenaline rush and that feeling alive, like it's just something I would say everyone needs to experience, you know what I mean? Because anyone and everyone can hike, and that's also what the great part of it is, getting feedback from people to say that, what you guys are doing is changing lives. You guys, like, this is so necessary for myself and other people, just to realign yourself, you know what I mean? So, and besides that, also being an adventure junkie, jumping off cliffs, doing funny stunts and so on there within nature, it just adds to my character, so for me, just, it's realigning to the person of who I am. So that's what it means to me, and spreading that with others just makes it worthwhile. It's a gift that you can't just really keep to yourself.
That was definitely, and the views are amazing. Like once you get on top of the mountain, the views are beautiful.
The views, and the best views are obviously from the hardest climb, as they say. You only know that until you experience it firsthand. And besides that, obviously with fitness, it mentally challenges you more than physically. So you have to mentally get there before your head needs to get there, and then your body follows. And just to coordinate. It's a nice way to condition the mind, body, and soul. That's why I said, like, realign yourself. So
yeah, totally. So the next question for you guys. So how do you guys go about sourcing these hiking places?
Well, research. We do research. We do a couple of calls. We check around recommendations, social media, research. Then obviously once we find something that we would like and we would like other people to experience, we just go in depth, like finding the calls, or maybe in most cases we test them out beforehand. Like we go test out a few areas to see like the difficulties and to check the trails, the distance of the trail, the type of trail, whether it's rocky, whether it has waterfalls, whether it's like rock pools and all that stuff. And then from that, then we sum up everything. And then the main thing also, like, okay, with the Gauteng group, we like to socialize afterwards, have a social prize. So we normally like to pick spots where there is a place where we can drive or have a picnic or something that we can get together after a hike. So that's just to sum up how we go about on that.
So in Cape Town, there's like Cedarburg Mountains. There are certain particular mountains that your average hikers won't just go take on by themselves. Do you understand? And what they want to do is, why we exist is because hiking is more preferred in groups. It's quite dangerous if you're on a mountain and you get an injury and you're two people. Where is the support actually going to come from? Where is the those kind of elements? So a lot of the time our audience is women. A lot of women hike with us because of the safety aspect. And in terms of like the two different clubs. So in Cape Town, it's a little bit different. So we have a lot of beauty, like extremely a lot of beauty. And the hiking traveling distance is about not as far as Joburg, right? So our closest, most magnificent hike would be like Cedarburg, not Cedarburg, Cecilia Forest. Cecilia Forest is about 40 minutes from central Cape Town, right? That's the first closest waterfall hike that you will experience. So our travel time to see beauty, it's quite close. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So the culture in the business is exactly the same. So what you get in Cape Town is what you can experience in Joburg. And what people love about us is that when people travel, especially business owners and business people, they travel between the two cities, they can connect on both sides. And I think that's what the massive differentiating factor is for us, is that we have a culture-based business and not a office-based business, if you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So Yeka is very much about culture. In the business. He tries to keep a mantra of obviously creating the same environment that is infectious in Cape Town as in Joburg. I won't lie to you, Yeka does a much greater and better job in terms of the culture in Joburg, because I won't lie, the vibes are there. He creates a really, really cool environment rather than Cape Town. We're a smaller group. Okay. So our hiking groups are more or less between 12 to 15 hikers, where Yeka can hike anything between 25 to 40 people, So yeah, it's just the culture is a little bit different. I think people in Cape Town often some of them like to hike by themselves, and we obviously attacked a lot of people in Cape Town because people want to hike in numbers. So yeah, the safety is always first when it comes to our hiking club.
Yes, most definitely. Safety is first. David, welcome.
Welcome,
Thanks
David.
for joining us.
Hi. Sorry, I'm late.
So David, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where do you fit in to KNL?
Yeah, well, firstly, my name, as you know, is David Manamata. I'm basically like the technical side. So I try to sort out everything between merchandise sales to some of the technical issues within the KNL. Myself, I'm an IT genius. Well, not really a genius, but I'm an IT student. And also learning some of the things when it comes to SEOs, Google Ads, just trying to get our what can I say, digital footprint of No Limits. I mean, this is basically a trial and error that we do, and as well as, you know, having a family like, you know, Cheslin and Yeka, we work quite hard together to try to grow the business, and it is growing at a rapid rate. So it is like one of those things whereby some of our e-commerce services should be up to date in order to facilitate merchandise purchases from around the country. And we're also looking at least trying to push our merch outside of South Africa as well, even Africa, you know, which is quite a great thing that we're doing here. And the thing is also about KNL, I don't know if my colleagues mentioned it, but the whole point as well about KNL is also hiking and also, you know, mental health, which is very important that's happening nowadays, because we see a lot of people suffering from depression and losing their jobs because of COVID and, you know, certain things like that. So for us to give back, you know, the non-profit side of KNL is for us to give back, firstly, when it comes to mental health and certain things that people need. You know, if there is opportunities where we can ask some of the hikers to bring, you know, old clothes that we can donate and whatever the case may be, you know, at the end of the day, just to help our, you know, people of our age between the ages of 18 and like 45 grow and be quite mentally strong within the everyday life.
Interesting. That's nice. Like, that's one thing that all three of you have mentioned: mental health. Yeka said setting and realigning yourself, and then Cheslin also said it's also like a spiritual experience. Interesting. So
and basically also becoming like a family.
Yeah, they very much aware of the vision here.
Yeah. So Yeka or Cheslin, can you tell us more about the merch side of KNL, like the clothing, what you offer, what do you sell that comes with KNL?
Okay, I'll jump on that. So as you can see, this is the bucket hats. This is one of our new lines with the new logo here. So we've got bucket hats. We've got, David's got the beanie there. We've got your African print hoodies. As you can see, we've got like a bit of a crown feeling there. And we've got shirts. So we just started recently with our active wear. So obviously gym and wear that you can wear within hikes. So it's like your tights, your ladies wear. So your tights, tops, bottoms, your guys tights, also the tops and bottoms. We've got baseball hats. We've got which other hats? Different type of headwear. And what else do we have? Shirts, the normal shirts, cotton shirts, or your activewear shirts. And we're still working on like the line. So we're still adding on, but officially it's that. It's the activewear, it's the hoodies, it's your shirts, and so on. And we like to be different. Like most clothing brands like to stick to the same things: your normal shirts, your normal hoodies, your normal, you know. So we like to stand. Exactly. We don't like to follow the trend. We have no limits. You know, we like to challenge our limits in terms of everything. You know, lifestyle, clothing, the way we do things must be different. You must have that sort of footprint, or that, you know what I mean. So, yeah. So now we're currently working also on like a more casual way, but more like active fashion way, basically.
Okay.
Yes. Athleisure. Yes. That's
so to add on that, like how it all started was we obviously went through lockdown. And, you know, hiking went to a halt because obviously the president mentioned that, you know, we couldn't hike or do anything outdoors. And Yeka suggested, guys, you know, it's always been on my heart to start a clothing brand. And during that time, we started exploring and we started creating our logo, and we started looking at different, obviously, items that we could sell. And it started off with a simple active t-shirt, and I think it was caps, AX. And then from there, we started selling it to our friends and family, and our friends and family obviously bought into it. And it became infectious. Sorry? So yeah, it became infectious in the sense that when we would wear our apparel on our hiking trips, our clients would ask us, "Hey, can I buy a t-shirt? Can I buy a hoodie?" And we realized, okay, there's clearly something here that people like, and that's when we kind of really refocused our energy into our clothing line. And I'm not even going to take credit for that. I think Yeka was the one that was the steam runner on the clothing, and to date we're doing extremely well with our apparel. And yeah, quite proud of that units that we are pushing. And I think it's only going to be better. So things that, yeah, so that's all that I can mention on that side.
Oh, nice. While we're on the merch, please let beginners or people know that come on the hike, what should they wear? And please tell them that please do not come with all-stars and sneakers. That's not for hiking. Like, and we start with that. Like, tell them exactly what they should wear. Come prepared.
David is our safety active clothing officer in terms of that, so I think he can jump on that.
No, thanks, Tanya and Yeka. Yeah, I think what's very imperative is that, you know, when it comes to hiking, it's very dangerous. It's a very dangerous sport. So when it comes to sharing safety, I think what we're also working on is an application whereby it's a holistic one-stop shop, KNL, where you can buy clothing, book hikes, and as well read on some of the safety tips that we have. And I think something that's also in the pipeline is KNL hiking shoes that we also need to look at as well, so that, you know, and as well just some hiking tips on the different hiking shoes, because not everything not all shoes are good for certain trails. Some are good for muddy trails, some are waterproof, some are good for rocky trails, grass, and so forth. So just education around safety in hiking, and as well as being able to, you know, there's your preventative safety and there is your curing safety, what to do after you've gotten an injury, or your shoe has broken, or you've run out of water, or you got stung by a wasp or a bee, or something like that, and that the likes. So the thing is, with us, with our colleagues within KNL, we all inspire ourselves to getting at least some basic first aid training, which I think myself and Yeka went through. Cheslin is also going through that within the pipeline. So the good thing about that is not only that we're hiking, but we're also trying to educate healthy living, and as well as what to do in an emergency situation. So it's basically like having fun and learning at the same time. So you become like a jack of all trades, to say, just like a Bear Grylls, you know, in other words.
Okay. So just to segue, did you have a thought on that? Did you want to expand, Yeka?
Just to add on that, yes. So I would start just the basics of clothing for hiking. So it's always good to have a sun hat, something to cover your face, obviously for sun or, you know, sun damage and so on. It's always good. People don't understand why we wear like long sleeves, whether it's tights and shorts as well. It's always good to cover as much as you can with your hands and your thing. It's something also light. Main reason, because obviously besides the sun damage, you always bump into, or most of the time you bump into shrubs, trees, insects, whatever. So you never know what can scratch you, what can bite you, whatever. So that second skin or second layer of our clothing can help with that. So it also depends also the type of condition that you're going in, like whether it's snowing, whether it's raining, whether it's dry, whether it's rocky, you know. But your main basics is like your hat, obviously your shirt and stuff, sunscreen, of course, you need to have as well, just to cover that. Yeah, your shorts or long pants, and then most importantly is shoes that are comfortable and with grip, you know, because if you wear like Tanya said, if you wear all stars, you're gonna have a worse trip. Within like a kilometer, your feet are gonna be dying, you're gonna be uncomfortable, you're not gonna enjoy the views, the trip, like the rest of the trip is already like done and dusted. So that's also mainly important. I would say the shoes before anything else. Make sure your shoes are sorted, that you have grip, because it does get very, very slippery or rocky, and you don't want to slip, fall, injure yourself, because now when you're within nature as well, besides obviously having first aid and first aid training, it's quite dangerous. Like David said, it's a dangerous sport. So if you get injured on the mountain, we've had incidences where we had to like carry people for like literally 10 kilometers and stuff, where I think we made it very clear to say we do checks with our hikers to make sure you have at least the right shoes, decent shoes, and the right apparel. Because there was one time where one of the clients, her shoes were not in order, and her soles, like within 1 kilometer, her soles were finished. It went like her soles came out. And because of that, we couldn't turn back. And I had to carry her like the rest of the 8 to 9 kilometers. Yeah. And we finished literally, like we started at about 8. We finished, or I finished with her about 6 when the sun literally went down. And you don't want to be in nature. Huh?
I'm sure that was a good workout for you.
No, it was more that it could work out. But yeah, we live and we learn. We learn from that situation to make sure that people come prepared. Else we won't let you hike. There's been times where we told people you're not going to hike because we want to risk it on yourselves and you want to risk it on us as well. You know, being a business and all. And also we Tanya would know, we always make sure our people are safe. We always have leaders from front, middle, and back. So to make sure that as much as people obviously hike on their own sort of pace, we always make sure that at least everyone is covered and everyone is sorted from beginning to the end.
Can we talk about the packages that you provide? What are the standard hiking packages for the hiking groups?
Okay, so day hikes, we normally have day hikes. Day hikes we normally do at least once a month. We're looking to push at least 2 to 3 times a month. And then every 2 to 3 months, we have a weekend away. So I'll just start with the day hikes. So the day hikes, the package we include is normally 350 rand. The 350 rand includes a snack pack. In your snack pack, you get like your 2 nachos or citrus fruits, your apples, your dried fruits, a chocolate, a sweet pack, and at least 1.5 liters of water. And 2 like packets of like chips, like your snappers and stuff like that, so that at least you keep hydrated, you keep energy and everything along the trail. So it's a snack pack, 2 bottles of KNL water, and the hiking permit to get inside. And sometimes some places have they have hiking permit prices, and then they also have your picnic or your bright spot prices. So that's also covered. And then obviously your social braai, which includes a full course meal, from your salads to your potjie to your dried meat to your starch options. And then we also include like your outdoor activities, which is volleyball, your soccer, and your board games. And then additionally, but that's at the extra price, we also have a professional masseuse who sets up within like a nice tent with good views and privacy as well. And then the prices are actually really good. So it's like, she does 15-minute sessions, so it costs about 90 rand for 90 rand per head, back, or feet. And then you have that option to choose for yourself. So yeah, that's the day packages. And then the weekender packages. So normally weekenders we do from Friday, Saturday to Sunday, from Friday morning to Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening, let's just say. So that normally includes your transport from our center meeting point, which is Midrand or Centurion, transport, your water along the trip, your main meals, your snack packs for the hike as well, water for the hike, and yeah, just fun, good vibes. Also, we also have obviously your volleyballs, games, board games, and so on. And then normally with the weekender hikes, we have like a goodie bag, whether you get like a hat or like some type of merch or something. Normally we just switch things up, but that's just to sum up. Our packages does include.
I think also, just to interject, I think what I think my colleague also forgot to mention that as a member, if you've been coming to day hikes and weekend hikes and so forth, for instance, if you come to maybe 5 day hikes and like another 2 or 3 weekend hikes, we usually incentivize the member to keep going, invite more people, giving them free merch or a free hike, or depending what it is. So in our packages, we also try to do like an affiliate marketing type of model, where we encourage people to go out there and call their friends and family and they business colleagues or whatever the lights might be, and then they will get like an incentive, not to say like a monetary incentive, like they'll get 200 bucks, but something to say, okay, you'll get your next hike free, or you'll get a hoodie or so forth like that. Yeah,
I love that. I love it. So guys, go and refer your friends to KNL. If you guys want to go and hike, you might get a free gift or a free hike the next time you sign up. So where can people find you guys? Where can they sign up?
So at the moment we're on socials, from WhatsApp to Instagram to
the
Facebook.
Handles?
So our handles is on Instagram, it's no limits, one word, .KNL.
Okay.
Yeah, no limits .KNL. So that's on Facebook and Instagram. Okay. YouTube, it's also the same, no limits .KNL. And then normally on those social media platforms, you can find like your WhatsApp link, so that you get added on the group. So normally the people that are on the WhatsApp group get the first preferences in terms of information and so on. So when we finalize a hike or event, we normally publicize in the group before we put it out on the social media. So